Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats typically in your direction if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on Sports.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pits, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bustler, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Wicked Wednesday has begun. Are we having fun yet on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM, Channel 159? I don't like the term bad beats. Listen, you lost the bet. It was a bad bet. But with that being stated, I'm getting beaten down like a piñata on a Cinco de Mayo weekend right now. One tough, back-breaking loss after another as the Montreal Canadiens give the Washington Capitals all that they can handle in the third period of play, and one of the best displays of goaltending you're ever going to see from Logan Thompson. Canadians should have scored like 6 times, man, in the third period, and they should have lifted the puck a couple of times in the third period as well. I couldn't help but think back to, like, being a kid. Lift the puck, right? Lift the damn puck applies whether you're playing Pee-wee hockey or whether you're playing NHL hockey. How many times do you see the goalie is down, the goalie's like on his back or he's like face first, so the goalie's like sort of down and out on a play, and the puck is bouncing around and the net is empty, and it's like, how many times do you see the player not score, right? Because they rush the shot and they don't get it up. You got to, like, roof it, right? Because man, the goalie's going to swing around, and goalies are good at this. If you're going to go low, they're going to be able to stop it. Like, you've got to put it like somewhere where they physically can't get there, and a defenseman can't get a stick in front of the way, and or just blast it as well. Like, freaking just rip it, right? So even if somebody stops it, it bounces off of them and it goes into the net. But, listen, Logan Thompson was unbelievable tonight. But let's get down to business right now because we got a game coming up. For the record, the Stars and the Avalanche are scoreless. We've just gotten started here. They played a couple of minutes. NBA basketball. Cavaliers are about to beat the Miami Heat. It doesn't look like they're going to cover the number. Our best bet of the, I'm not a handicapper with our 5-star best bet of the night, but I did post when I posted my NBA picks tonight. I said, I think this is the best bet of the night tonight. The Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers to go over the number. Come on, man. It was 212, 213. It's 119, 112 right now in the final seconds of the game. So Miami are going to cover, and the game has gone over the number, but Cleveland are going to be up 2-0. The Rockets are up 18-10 early We played, actually we played about 6-7 minutes right now. There's about 5 minutes left in the first quarter of play, 18-11 right now. The Warriors are currently getting 8.5 points. Feels like that's a pretty high number. Total right now in-game is 205.5, and it feels a little light, even though I know Houston are a good defensive team. If Houston are going to score, this game will go over because Golden State eventually are going to break through. And, one thing with the NBA, listen, the Miami Heat and the Cavaliers, the last 11 times that they played now, it's 9-2 to the over in the last 11 games. All right, they went over in game one. The 6 of the last 7 times that they played, it's gone over the number. Right, every game that they played this year went over the number except for one of them. Like these two teams together, and the Miami Heat are a different team now without Jimmy Butler. Like they really push the ball a lot. And the thing is with the Miami Heat, they're a modern NBA team. They're an analytic team. They bomb threes, right? So the Miami Heat do not take a lot of mid-range jumpers once in a while, but they really don't. It's either an Abadao, I can't talk. It's either a bam dunk. Or a three-point shot, right? And I tell you what, the Highsmith dude's hitting a lot of threes right now. You got a hero bombing threes, right? It's Wiggins is taking threes. It's a 3-point onslaught, so the points add up. They're a good over bet, but we can't limit a pass. So already cashed that ticket. Moving on, 20-11 right now for the Houston Rockets. So you got a scoreless hockey game in a Mile High City. I think the Colorado Avalanche are going to win this game. It's a pretty pricey number, but the thing is, the longer it goes on scoreless, the more the number will come down. So it's down to 170 right now. I do think the Avs will win this game, and I actually think the Avs on the puck line, we see there's a lot, most of the time there's empty net goals. These games are either going to go to overtime as an empty net goal, but we're seeing this year in the playoffs, look, the Vegas Golden Knights won, they covered a puck line, empty net goal with like no time left on the clock there in game 1 against Minnesota. Carolina Hurricanes, I guess I can't cry about tonight losing with the empty netter. I won last night laying the puck and a half with the Canes. They scored an empty netter, like super late as well. Tonight, the Washington Capitals score. So it's almost one of these deals where I'm going is, from a handicapping perspective, if you like the team in the NHL, if you think they're going to win, play them on the, just play the -1.5 and get nice plus money, right? Like the Avs closes -190 favorites tonight. You're getting them -1.5 at +135. Right now, you can get them +1. It was +150, but the Avalanche are going on the power play right now. Another early trend in the playoffs so far, and we played 13 games coming into tonight, so we'll sort of add it up after. But another trend here that you'll notice, lower scoring starts to these games. I know the game ones, there were a couple of weird starts to the game, but game ones, weird stuff will happen sometimes. But a lot of these games, you'll notice, low scoring right in the first period. Canadians and Capitals tonight, no goals scored, and boom, they scored 3 goals in like 4 minutes in the third period of play, in the second period of play, right? We see this a lot. The Edmonton game the other night. Remember, we were on the air the other night when the LA Kings played the Oilers. Man, the in-game total was down to 4.5. It was seriously 4.5. And we're like, I don't know, the Kings just going to win this game like 3-0 or 4-0. The final score was 6-5. You see these NHL games, for the most part, there's always going to be exceptions, right? And not everything is same blanket coverage, but for the most part, you see teams like they dial it up, man, in the third period. You get the empty net goals, you get the late empty net goals both ways. The Oilers scored by pulling a goalie twice the other night. So, with this hockey game as an example of this, if this keeps on going scoreless here, the number's going to drop to 4.5 pretty soon, and we'll see how longer it lingers at 4.5. All right, Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings, they scored 11 goals the other night. And you figure, wow, I'm surprised they didn't make a 6.5 tonight, right? I'm seeing a 5.5 right now. Under 5.5, -105. Over 5.5, -125. You got to be kidding me. Except I hate betting hockey overs. I bet basketball overs, hockey overs. Look what happened to me the other day. I bet the over in the Canes game. Oh, and just like that, boom, there's the goal I was talking about. So now they'll probably, let's see if it goes to 6.5. The Colorado Avalanche are on the board. And suddenly that -1.5 doesn't sound so crazy, right? So listen, it was just +150, -1.5. Let's see what it is going to be updated right now. Let's see what they repost here as they're going to reset it as the book is just figuring out that the Colorado Avalanche have scored. 11:51 mark of the first period for you first goal bettors, time bettors. 11:51 of the first period. First goal of the game, Avalanche. Get on the board. I'll let you know who it was in a second. So 1-0 Avs. The Kings and the Oilers. So 5.5. Listen, it's going. I don't think they're going to score 11 goals tonight. And I don't know if that's really a hot take saying that, but that's a tough task. But you don't need to score 11 to win this bet. I mean, how the hell can you take the under of an LA Edmonton game? And the fact of the matter is the LA Kings can score. Right, and Skinner isn't exactly Tretiak or Logan Thompson between the net, the sticks, the pipes. So I have a hard time saying, you know what, 5.5. I want to be cute and say, you know what, I'll bet under 6.5, but they made it 5.5. I do believe, and we just dropped the puck right now, this will be a contrarian play because everybody's going to be on the Edmonton Oilers to bounce back tonight. But the LA Kings have only lost 6 times in regulation on home ice all year. They're going to win again tonight. Give me the Kings. Bring it.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Let's roll this. It's SportsRage. I am Morency. A wicked Wednesday and a program alert. We will not be on tomorrow night or Friday night due to NFL draft coverage on the grid. So keep it locked in here for all your NFL draft coverage. I've got a bunch of NFL bets for you that I'll share a little bit later on. I did a video earlier in the day that I posted about the NFL draft as well. So the Colorado Avalanche are up 1-0 on the Dallas Stars. They have led 53 minutes of this series. It's been a pretty one-sided series so far. Even though Dallas pulled out the win, Colorado has been playing with the lead for the most part. A big game tonight. People have kind of written off the Dallas Stars, despite the Stars being a really, really good team. But due to the injuries, and the Avs get a lot of respect from the betting market as well. I think too much respect, actually, to be honest. But I say that, and I am on the Avalanche tonight. NBA basketball, we got Brady Cannon ready to step up and in. And Brady's a Bay Area guy. The Golden State Warriors in action, and they're getting 8.5 right now, guys. They were getting 3.5 at closing time. They had a slow start, expected that Houston would be more energetic and come out firing tonight. But the Rockets aren't a great offensive team. They're not going to be able to keep the pace up. They're stuck at 24 right now. And you know the Warriors will eventually start to hit some shots as this game goes on. I think the 8.5 is attractive here right now. If you're not already in on this game, let's bring in Brady and Cam. Brady Cannon, our golf guru, but Brady dips his toes into the different pools as well. Brady, any NBA or NHL action for you?
No, not individual action tonight, but I do have a future on the Warriors to win the Western Conference, which, for a long time throughout this regular season did not look like a good bet at all. And all of a sudden it looks like a pretty good bet again. I believe they're just the second choice, maybe the second or third choice on the odds board. I've got them at 20-1, and I think they're in the neighborhood of 6-1 now. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to take over OKC, but I would just like to get a seat at the dance there in the final game and be able to hedge, monetize, something like that. That would be a nice situation. I'm kind of with you as far as the game tonight, Gabe. It was interesting. Houston was favored by 1.5 in game one. They lost. Now they're favored by 3.5 in game two. I understand it. You got to figure they're going to come out energized in the first half. It might be a good bet to play the Warriors in the second half or see what the live number is at that point, but you may not get better than 8.5. I agree with you. That sounds like an awful attractive number in the live wagering.
I'm looking at FanDuel right now. The Golden State Warriors guys are currently 21-1 to win the NBA championship, and I think that is a great price. I've been high on the Clippers. The Clippers are currently 28-1. And you mentioned Oklahoma City. Listen, Oklahoma City, they're playing the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm not taking anything away from OKC. But the Memphis Grizzlies are a play-in team, and, I think the Houston Cougars would give the Memphis Grizzlies a battle right now. Like Houston, Houston, the same with the Rockets. Like, they're not ready for prime time, and the Grizzlies aren't ready for prime time. They're dysfunctional. They got their coach fired. They're imploding. And then Oklahoma City, will they be able to beat these veteran teams that have been there and done that before? Teams like the Clippers, even though the Clippers haven't won, Kawhi has. Norman Powell has. They've got guys that have won before on the team. And the Golden State Warriors, since getting Jimmy Butler, it's just been a new dynamic to this team. I'm buying in. I think it's still a good number right now. And in fact, I love this at FanDuel. Since the Warriors are down right now, it just live moved to 22-1. So it's like with almost every basket. Hey, if they give up a couple of more threes, you might get 25-1 in a couple of minutes time. But we'll keep our eye on the scores. The Oilers and Kings, I'd like to see this game stay scoreless for a little while. And let's see how long it takes them before they put a 4.5 up on the board. And I think that's when we pounce on the overs. We saw the other night it was lower scoring, and then it exploded after the fact. Cam, who are you on here, the Edmonton Oilers or the LA Kings?
I agree with what you're saying, and I got the under this 5.5 originally, but if it goes too low, we'll see what we do. Can't lie, Gabe, I'm on Dallas plus 1.5 to plus money right now, and I like under 6.5. As we talked about with FanDuel, it's a very good number on the total. I think these goaltenders will step up in this game. I'm more of a totals guy tonight. Under 6.5 live with Colorado, Dallas, under 5.5 with the Oilers and Kings, and I will take Dallas plus 1.5. It's plus 108, and I like the Oilers at even money.
The Oilers are minus 110 right now. The total's still 5.5. The 6.5 in Dallas, Colorado, I agree with. I don't think this game will be a track meet. I know, the first two games first game got away from Dallas. I think game two got away from Colorado as the game went on. But this game is getting late early. It's like Yogi Berra said. It gets late early here. It's getting late early in this series. This is a pretty pivotal game with Dallas sort of coming back and Dallas wins this game. Suddenly they're in control of this series. So it's a massive game tonight, but I think the Avalanche will end up getting it done. And the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers still scoreless right now, guys. Over 5.5 is plus 135. Under 5.5, minus 165. So on the other side, we'll get into the Zurich Classic picks. Brady, what are your thoughts on JT going postal last weekend and getting it done in the playoff?
And Cam and I, unfortunately, neither of us were on him. It's always funny with JT. You just got to know when to time it right, because he's always a threat to win, and he's always a threat to miss the cut. He's been so volatile as of late, but he's been really close. Came close at the Valspar. He's been knocking on the door. For the last, he hasn't won in 3 years. This is his first victory since the 2022 PGA Championship. You just hate to miss it when you look back and you go, gosh, I should have known that. I should have taken a shot with him at least, because he's been so close. But, the way he was at Augusta, and he was so up and down at the Players' Championship, he just didn't show me that he was ready to kick that door down again just yet. And of course, that's when he goes ahead and does it. There's going to be a lot of hype. Not only Rory McIlroy going back to Quail Hollow, but Justin Thomas. That's where he won the PGA Championship in 2017. Those will be the two biggest storylines heading into the PGA.
I'd like to know what were the odds, although no book is going to set the odds. But what are the chances, guys? It doesn't seem to happen often that back-to-back tournaments go to a playoff from the Masters into the RBC. Will there be a playoff this week? Not in Zurich, but
I believe.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The great thing about sports, besides betting on it, are the memories that are involved with it. And, we all certainly, everybody always loves the retro jerseys. And why? Because it reminds you of, your early times, a kid, this and that. And I wonder if people in like 40 years will be reminiscing and going, man, those Fanatics jerseys are badass, man. I wish I had I don't think so. Like the modern era. But this hockey series here with the Kings and the Oilers, like the other night when the Oilers came back and they brought up the fact that the only time it ever happened, a 4-goal implosion in the third period was the miracle on Manchester, 1982, LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. So like just watching this too, and I love the fact, I want to give credit to the LA Kings for this because a lot of organizations screw this up. I love the jersey they're wearing. Like the LA Kings are one of these teams. They got a lot of jerseys, right? And they went old school here. Like this is the old Wayne Gretzky black jersey look that really put them on a map. This is cooler than the purple and gold one. Let's be real. And you got the Oilers here, a classic look. You notice the Oilers, not an original 16, but the Oilers have never changed their uniforms. Been the exact same stone cold, same thing. Just a great classic rivalry between these teams in the playoffs. I knew this series is going to be great. I think it's going to be, look, this game's already a little different tonight, but expect big drama here tonight. All right, so as far as the golf, the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, back to the Bay, the Bayou, where we were for the Super Bowl. So Zurich Classic of New Orleans, we got some team golf this week. I'll throw it to Cam first. Cam, what are you looking at here at the Zurich Classic?
Well, Gabe, it's good. It's going to be a pretty good tournament. And the one thing you notice when you look at the tote board is Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry are plus 350. The next team's over 12-1. So you're thinking, okay, well, it's Rory, but it's also a team event. You need both guys to be like frickin' frack and like work together. I remember, as Brady does, when Kashmir Keith was just gagging and Sanjay M was basically holding everything out and kind of killed their team. And then we had like a backdoor winner. I think it was Davis Riley. And Canadian teams have done pretty well.
Oh, we've got a goal. Excuse me. We've got a goal in Los Angeles. The LA Kings have taken a 1-0 lead early here at the 11-minute mark. 11-6. It's pretty crazy because Colorado scored at 11:51. And now here it is, 11-16. And what a shocker, guys, that the sports books have the prop. Will there be a goal scored in the first 9 minutes all the time? It's always right around the few seconds, Brady. It's crazy. I used to bet it all the time. I've given up on it because you get screwed by like 7 seconds one way or the other. You're like, oh, it's 7 seconds too early. Oh, it's 11 seconds too late. It's like betting UFC totals, guys. Guys getting choked out, and you're like, please don't tap. Tap in like 7 seconds only. Yeah. Like you're looking at the clock. You're like, come on, man. Hold out. But there it is. The LA Kings are up 1-0. We're on the Kings, baby. All right, so go on, Cam. Zurich picks here.
Basically, so a team event, you got best ball, alternate shot. Brady would tell you it's you got to really rely on your partner. Like you want to be friends. You got to trust each other. And Rory's price this week is out of control. I don't know if he's still into the Jameson with his drinking partner, Shane Lowry, but that price is stupid. And I know we get greedy in golf, Gabe. You bring up good points about us. We're always looking for more, but this is not the tournament to look for more if they get it done. But I see a wet condition. I watched Golf Channel today. They're saying it's playing pretty soft. And I'd expect some long ball hitters. I think me and Brady are on one of the best long ball hitters. The team of Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore, I think, offer incredible value at 25-1. Horschel and Hoagie, these guys withdrew. So now it's Kevin, take me to the chapel. Gabe, the Canadian team of Taylor and Hadwin is getting no respect at 40-1 on my book. So I took a shot. And Brady will tell you, Thor Bjornsson almost won in Punta Cana last week. And Phillips, they both are Stanford Cardinal. So they look pretty good to me as well. And Brady and I are in a couple of the same picks. Watch out for JT Poston and Keith Mitchell as well.
Brady, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry are the defending champions here. And I see here that their partnership was developed over a drunken lunch.
There we go.
They're saying it was a drunken lunch. They decided to play.
Year.
Let's get wasted.
It's probably had a few drunken lunches since Rory won the Masters too. So I'm with Cam. I won't be betting on Rory until after the PGA. I don't think this guy is going to be ready to go, full bore, full focus for another major championship. And again, coming in with so much fanfare because he's won at that course before. I'll be staying away from Rory until after Quail Hollow.
That's how all these NBA super teams fail, right? NBA players smoke weed together in the off season, whatever. They hang out, they get along. We should play together, man.
Yeah.
And then they play together. It's like, this really isn't working out. Like, you know what I mean?
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. It's playoffs and the postseason right now. Both the NBA and the NHL going on at the same time this evening. Quick update, 34-20 for the Houston Rockets. In-game total down to 195.5. The Warriors really struggling offensively tonight. They've only scored 20 points, but there's still 9 minutes left in the second quarter. They still have time to start dialing it up a little bit, but they don't want this lead to get too big. They're down 14 right now. And in the NHL, both games are 1-0. 1-0 late in the first period. There's a minute left in the Mile High City. The Avs lead the Stars 1-0. They're currently minus 390. Dallas are plus 290. Dallas plus a puck and a half, plus 105. And the LA Kings scored 9 minutes into the game. They're up 1-0. They're currently minus 250. Total is 5.5 right now. 5.5. And the Edmonton Oilers are now getting plus 200. And we saw the other night, the Oilers scored 4 goals in a row in the third period. They're capable of exploding at any moment, the Oilers. So I don't think it's a crazy price to take them, even though I'm on the Kings. And the Oilers plus 1.5 right now, minus 135. So next, suddenly if the Oilers score the next goal, that bet is going to look pretty good. All right, so Zurich, Brady Cannon, what do you got for us this week, Brady? Who do you like in the team events, and what's your theory here of team handicapping golf events?
It's very difficult, guys. I dumb down the risk a lot this week because this is a real crapshoot. Now, we've seen a lot of favorites win as of late, including Rory and Lowry last year, but they won in a playoff over Chad Ramey and Martin Traynor. Who?
Another playoff, See? Playoff.
There you go.
The guys they beat were like 200-1, too. Like, nobody knows who they are. Trainer. Like,
so there are some dogs that are going to bark, and you kind of have to reach at some straws here. And, when we handicap week to week, we're looking at one individual player who has an entire stat line and history and everything like that. You don't have that for now what is a two-headed monster. You can't handicap, Doug Gim and Chan Kim as a team and how do they – so it's really a lot of guesswork. It's a lot more qualitative than quantitative this week, and you just have to look for team chemistry and I think, complementary skill sets. I played Keith Mitchell and JT Poston. Mitchell's really good off the tee. Poston is great with the short game. I played Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore like Cam. Moore is great off the tee. Clark's got the short game. I played Ben Griffin and Andrew Novak, both a couple of guys, young guys that have been playing really, really well. Griffin really good with the irons. Novak, fourth in this field for scrambling over the last 24 rounds. And then a couple of long bombs. I mentioned Doug Gim and Chan Kim. Gim plays Pete Dye courses really well. Both of these guys are premier ball strikers. And I've seen some sharp action come their way. I got them at 50-1. I've seen them down to 40 or 45-1. And then my big bomb at 60-1 is a couple of tour rookies who have been playing very, very well. Ryan Gerard and Danny Walker. Gerard's only missed one cut all year. He's got a couple of top 10 finishes. And Walker really had his coming out party at the Players Championship. TPC Sawgrass, another Pete Dye design. So these guys make birdies in bunches, Gerard and Walker. And that's what you need here. The winning score proposition bet this week is 26.5 under par. You got to make some birdies.
I'm going to take two teams. I won't get crazy, and I'm going to go pretty chalky here. I'm going to go Morikawa and Kitayama at 15-1, and I'll go with Team Canada, Taylor and Hadwin at 35-1, guys. So those will be my two teams that I take. What do you think about Morikawa and Kitayama, Brady? Does the low price turn you off of it? Is it about their game, or what's the pros and cons about these two?
Well, the chemistry ought to be great. They both live in Las Vegas. They're buddies. Morikawa just hasn't
That's
really
why I'm
been...
taking it, actually. I'm waiting. Sorry, I was going to say, everyone's been on Morikawa every week, and it hasn't happened. So I'm sort of thinking, I think it's kind of due.
Right.
Good point.
And also, Morikawa, Cam, as we know, usually plays with Xander a lot, right? In these things in the past. And they've had, I know Morikawa's...
Xander plays with Cantlay.
But who does Morikawa play with?
Morikawa used to play with Max Homa, the Cal Bears.
Was it
Cal
Homa?
Bear
Right.
connection.
Yeah, Homa.
Yeah.
Were they on the same team? Maybe I'm just thinking of the Olympics or the or one of these.
Well, they played at Cal Berkeley together.
But your angle, Gabe, I think Brady will agree.
Because they have played together once. I don't think I'm crazy, but anyway.
Morikawa will probably win. He's like, I can't win a regular event. I might as well win a team event.
That's what I'm saying. It's a weird. I get that feeling. It's
kind of like Andrew Novak.
It's a good thing.
It makes sense.
That's why
and
I like
the Canadian team,
Novak's
I
been
agree.
knocking on the door. Maybe he just needs a wingman. But I'll tell you, we always go over the most popular bets at BetMGM, guys. Highest ticket count, highest handle, biggest liability. No surprise, McIlroy and Lowry. Number two, Morikawa and Kitayama. Now, the third, entry on that list was Hoagie and Horschel. That one's obviously off the board now. But second biggest in ticket count, second biggest in handle, and third biggest in liability is Morikawa and Kitayama. So that worries me a little bit too, Gabe. Apparently they are pretty popular, even though it kind of feels like they're under the radar to you and me. I agree with you, but apparently not at BetMGM.
And
I think, in my own opinion, though, and we talk about it, MGM's kind of a public book. I think, honestly, the casual bettor looks and they know more. They know McIlroy and Lowry, and they see the scary price. Yeah. Then they're like, I know Morikawa's good. I know Kitayama a bit, but I know Morikawa, and they're 15. But then actually, guys, you guys are golf hardcores, but the casual doesn't know who JT freaking Poston is and Mitchell and. I know you got some really good golfers.
Taylor and Hadwin pick. I think that's a strong
I'm on them
entry.
too. It's one of my favorites. Don't people know? Nick Taylor does everything well. And I remember the final round. Remember when him and Hadwin went nuts? And he missed like a very short
got the ball striker in the short game, right?
Exactly. Yep. And they're getting priced like they're some kind of chumps. These guys do well in this event, and you're getting 35-40-1. I think that, Gabe, they made my ticket. They always seem to play well.
That's a good pick. Real good pick.
I agree.
There's a lot of different sneaky teams. Like I was saying, you're going to get some surprises for sure. You just hope you land on the right one. It's a random.
I know the Novak is a trendy pick this week, but Brady's got a bunch of golf picks for us, not just the Zurich. So Liv are in Mexico City this week, and looking at the numbers here, Bryson is the favorite at plus 620. The second favorite. John Rahm's actually the favorite, plus 625. Bryson is the second choice at plus 800. Joaquin Neiman plus 850. Hatton 11-1. Patrick Reed 14-1. Garcia 14-1. It's too bad nobody pays attention to this because they really do have good golfers that play in their events.
You don't have
as
many to pick from. You don't.
There's
only 50 guys, right? And I think I have the hottest
and
players on the circuit right now. Yeah,
So out of the 50, how many can really win, too?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
like what? You got 15,
Anthony
12,
Kim's
15
not
that could
winning.
really win?
There's some
Bubba
losers
Watson's
there,
probably not
Gabe,
gonna
that are
win.
on the plains collecting a paycheck. That's the good thing about
Yeah.
Live. You can knock it down. There's guys that shouldn't even be there. They're there, and the Sheiks are ready to cut these guys once they keep on failing. But the top end is very, very good and talented. Good, interesting with Ortiz. Nice little connection with Mexico City there, Brady. I like that.
Right.
Good price.
Yeah, I played
Who are you
Carlos
taking, Brady?
Ortiz. Carlos Ortiz at 25. I played Sergio at 14, and I played Bryson DeChambeau at 6. 8's a really good price on DeChambeau. You know, I mean, you could argue those are the three hottest guys on the Live circuit right now. They just played before the Masters at Live Miami. And Doral is a course that is very interconnected with Chapultepec in Mexico. You see a lot of the same guys do well between these two courses. I had DeChambeau, Sergio, and Ortiz at Doral. Each one of them finished top 5, and I didn't get a winner. I said I'm going right back to the well with all three of them again at a course that's very similar. If you're going to tell me they'll all finish top 5 again, I'll take it right now.
Brady, we've only got about a half a minute, I think, or so. Are you playing a women's tournament this week as well?
I did.
You got a pick for the
First major
Chevron?
of
What
the
do you
year.
got?
Oh, my God. What is
First
going on
major
with
of the
this
year
guy?
for the ladies. A-Lim Kim. We're going with A-Lim Kim, Lauren Coughlin, Yulimi No, Nana Courts Madsen, and Carlota Siganda. A 5-pack down in the Woodlands, Texas for the Chevron.
Go Denmark.
The Chevron Championship. All right.
I'm fired up. The lady
A-Lim
majors.
Kim.
Let's do it.
24 to 1.
Amazing.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. Action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Wicked Wednesday continues. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. I'm Morency. Always great golf talk and more with Brady Cannon, one of the sharpest minds in the sports betting industry and world. Forget about industry and real world. Like our main man right now, Paul Bovey. He doesn't care about your industries. He doesn't care about social media hits. He doesn't care about political correctness. He just cares about winning horse races and basketball picks. Paul Bovey steps up in it. What's up, Paul?
It was a good day in the stock market also, Gabe. Let's not forget about that. Okay?
So you're buying all these dips. You're buying low. You're riding the wave here.
It's
wild, isn't it? It's a wild world out there, bro.
Listen, you have to look long term, okay? You don't look short term. Don't try to time the market. And there is always bargains, so keep dry powder available and watch your stop losses, okay? Stock goes to 60, set a stop loss at 30% below the top, 42, you're out, and that's it. So we got sports, we got stocks, we got crypto, and we got the New York Knicks heading to Detroit this weekend.
I was going to ask you, what's the Knicks on the NASDAQ right now? Are you buying or selling? Are the Knicks fine, or are they like the famous traders? I love the trader shots. They're best. The trader shots of the concerned stockbrokers. They always have their hands. They're like Cam watching a Leaf game. They're always like,
true.
There's always like the end of the world look on their face.
Yeah.
Is it the end of the world for the Knicks? Remember, Paul, you agreed with me, though. You liked my bet. It was the one NBA, the two NBA, I only made two NBA futures in playoff series. I took the LA Clippers to beat the Denver Nuggets in the series, and I took the Detroit Pistons plus 2.5 games in the series against the New York Knicks. So I got one of them in my back pocket, Paul. I just need one more win right now from the Pistons, which I think I can get in this series. How do you feel about it from a Knick perspective right now?
I'm nervous, Gabe. That putting it mildly, because I don't want to see us. And I'm headed to Detroit, by the way. You will see me there. I will be up close. I'll be close. Let's put it that
Courtside.
way. Very close. Very close. Okay.
You
Expensive.
gonna have another Malice at the Palace with you? You're gonna be too close. Something gonna happen tomorrow.
Smash.
You're gonna sit next to your boy Spike Lee. Real big superstar Knick fans.
I'm not a Spike Lee guy. Wrong guy. Okay.
Wrong guy.
In fact, I will offer a bounty if he stays out of the arena, because I don't want to have to look at the guy. Hopefully, he'll be on my side, because my seat's in the Garden. I have to look at him, and I don't like it. So, but anyway, okay. He's across the arena, but anyway, okay. So I'm nervous.
I remember when you and I were there. Sorry, just quickly, me and Paul went to a Bulls-Knicks game, and since Paul's a big high roller, they upgraded us at halftime. And I think they wanted to fill a couple empty seats down there. So, but we ended up like right behind the basket courtside. But yeah, it was quite the row. John McEnroe, I remember John McEnroe was there. Noah Syndergaard. Noah Syndergaard drank like a lot of beer during that game. I was like, man, this guy can crush them. Like big dude.
He looks like a Viking. Yeah, he
was going through them. Yeah. You had a bunch of supermodels that I didn't know who were, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's quite the show at Madison Square Garden. But this building's going to be rocking in Detroit, right? And they're not playing like a young team, Paul. Cade Cunningham's playing like you could argue this guy's the best player on the floor right now.
Cade Cunningham is a baller, no question. He rang up 101 points in the last 3 games of the regular season that they played against the Knicks. Now, in the first game, he struggled a bit, but he came on last game. But unfortunately for us, last game, we had the 3 tenors. We had Towns, Hart, and Anunoby, 10 points apiece, 30 combined. There were 59 in the first game, so they really struggled. We're going to need more production from them to complement old reliable Jalen Brunson, who always shows up. So, hoping that the Knicks take one of these two. I actually do have a bet on the Pistons in this series to win in 6 games at plus 850, which is a possibility if they take these 2 games in Detroit, because I don't think the Knicks would lose a game 5 with their backs against the wall, so they'll come back to Detroit 3-2. But I would like to see my future bets and my fanhood satisfied here, and that would be with a Knicks win, and hopefully they're going to get this in 6 or 7 games. But it's a struggle. This Detroit team is not going away easy.
Paul Bovey with us. Paul, what are your thoughts on the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets tonight? Were you expecting the Rockets to bounce back? They closed as 3.5-point favorites in this game. The total is currently 201.5 right now. There's a little under 3 minutes left in the first half. It's 48-35. Golden State have had a hard time making shots so far. I got to believe that they're going to start to make some shots. Houston are up to 48 right now. Did you have any opinion on this game coming into it, and what do you think about this series?
I thought it would be a contentious series. I did think the Rockets were going to get the first game. They looked great coming out of the gate, and of course they faded fast. And Golden State pretty much led wire to wire after that. Houston got close. I think they got within 4 late. But you got to be concerned because the Warriors have the pedigree. They have the experience. They have the guys that have been around a long time. So they're likely to have the advantage during crunch time. So, yeah, you want to have a comfortable lead here if you're the Houston Rockets, just like the Lakers last night. Opened up a huge lead, and then Minnesota crept back into the game. Lost by 9. If you grabbed 10, 11, 12, 14, live wagering, I was lucky, grabbed 9.5, fell asleep, woke up, and lo and behold, 94-85. So that one worked out.
Man, there's a lot of low-scoring games in the NBA playoffs so far this year. There's old-school scores. We're seeing old-school totals for these games. Something that I brought up earlier, guys, if you weren't with us, in Cleveland and Miami, 9-2 to the over the last 11 times these two teams have played. 6-1 to the over now, the last 7 times that they played. Every game that they played this year in the regular season, now the 2 games in the playoffs has gone over, except for one of them in the regular season stayed under barely. It's been an over machine, and the odds makers really aren't catching up to the Heat. The fact that they're an over team right now.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency, the pistol players, the hustlers, the people who bust them, everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Wicked Wednesday continues. So we've got a 52-49 right now. 52-40, 52-40. I'm looking at all these scores at once. So the Warriors have cut it. It was wishful thinking that they cut it to 3. They cut it. And Houston just hit a 3, so they're up by 15 right now, 55-40. The in-game total is spiked up to 203.5 right now because there's been a flurry of points here. Paul Bovey in the house with us. We're talking NBA. He's going to be in the house tomorrow in the Motor City. The Detroit Pistons are 1.5-point home underdogs in this game. So we see oftentimes, guys, we saw it with the Pistons in game one. You know, teams haven't made the playoffs in a while. The game one could be rocky for them on the road. And, the Pistons played pretty well. They fell apart with that big run the Knicks went on in the fourth quarter. And then oftentimes you can see the same thing will happen in the first game back home, right? The players get super excited. You see it in hockey all the time where it backfires. The national anthem, the crowd's going crazy, and then the road team hits a bunch of threes to start the game. What do you think about this game tomorrow, Paul, as someone who's going to be in the building here? Should the Knicks be 1.5 road favorites in this game? Total 214.5.
Knicks from an 0-2 deficit is turning that 98-90 deficit
a 20-2 run.
It's actually 21-0. It was 98-90. It went to 111-98. And outside of that, the Pistons really have outplayed them. So this should be a pick-em game. You got to give the Knicks the props because they are the number 3 seed, and they've had a great season. They probably have the better personnel, but you can't argue that the Pistons match up very well with them. They are home, and that's got to count for something. And these teams, they look evenly matched. I don't know what else to say. So I wouldn't be laying any points with the Knicks, but this might be a great game to play from a standpoint of live wagering.
I'd like to look, actually, because the Pistons have been the better team in 7 of the 8 quarters. Like you said, the big run in the fourth. I'd like to look at the quarter betting, and see how many quarters have the Pistons actually won out of the 8 from a betting perspective. The Memphis Grizzlies, similar situation, guys. The Grizzlies, have they won any quarters in this? Maybe they won the fourth quarter, getting a ton of points, but, they've been getting murdered. What, they lost by 51, and what was it last night, 18 or 19? 19, whatever, 18, 19, whatever it was. So now, Paul, they're getting 8.5 in this game. I don't think I think Memphis have their flaws. They're like a street ball team. I'm not a big Memphis Grizzly fan from a basketball perspective, but Oklahoma City have just murdered them all year. They in the 4 games they played, they beat them by an average of 19 points a game, and now they're doing it again in the playoffs. What do you think Memphis has in them, Paul? Do you trust Memphis? Do they have any pride getting 8.5 on their home floor tomorrow?
Look, I give them some credit because last night they actually made a little bit of a run. I think they closed the deficit to around 10 points, 9 points. And, of course, the Thunder then opened it up again. But, honestly, I can't back Memphis. I don't want to lay 9 points on the road. What I might do here is go with Hartenstein to get to double-digit rebounding because they're going to set his number at 9.5. He had 8 the first game, but because it was such a blowout, they removed him, and he only logged 21 minutes. Last game he had, I believe it was 10. And, again, that was kind of a blowout. He had limited minutes at 27, but he'll normally get around 30 to 32 minutes a game. So if he gets that, he should get double digits. It's basically been him and Holmgren pulling down all the boards here. I think Dort had a few last night. But those are the 2 guys, and I'm just going to stick with that prop.
We got about a minute here, and we'll get into the Nuggets and Clippers and Celtics and Magic game 2 on the other side. But what about the total, Paul, of that Nick Piston? What do you think about the pace at 214.5 here?
Look, I think that it's fairly priced. Let's put it that way. Nothing jumps off the page there, so I'm probably not going to be looking at the total. But I think you'll get some improvement, certainly from those big 3 that came up lame in Hart, Anunoby, and Towns. So I think maybe player props there might work.
I don't know if I've ever seen a discrepancy like this, guys, before in the NBA playoffs where one total is 230 and the other one was 198.5. They have like a 32-point difference in totals. That's insane.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. The pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. We got Paul Bovey with us talking NBA basketball right now. He's going to be in a building tomorrow. The Knicks and the Pistons. It's been a fun series. You know, the NBA playoffs have generally sucked for the most part. Right? It's not very competitive. But the Clippers and Nuggets has been a great series. The Knicks and Pistons has been good. The Warriors and Rockets hasn't been terrible, but it's not good. It's not great basketball, really. It's kind of ugly and sloppy. But the Nuggets and Clippers, Paul, pivotal game 3 here. And as far as the LA Clippers are concerned, they do have a home court advantage now with this new building. And I was seeing with the wall that they have behind the basket, the free throw percentage is terrible for teams. Teams really are falling into the trap there with this crazy wall behind them. They're going to be rocking. So normally it's like, yeah, whatever. It's not the Lakers. It's not the same type of excitement. But with that new arena that they have, and yeah, the Clippers aren't as popular as the Lakers are in LA, but they're still popular enough to sell out an arena. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they still have fans, and it's still a good atmosphere in there. It's a fun series, Paul. What do you think about the 5-point point spread, though? Because these games have all been super close.
To win this series, I don't think they're going to lose at home. I don't. Kawhi Leonard, look, the guy has been massive. 15 and 19, 24-34 overall. The guy that really has to step up is your guy, Norman Powell, who in the last 8 games has only cracked 20 points but once. He's been spotty this series, 13 points, 12 points, and he was the main guy early part of the season up until February, and he's just tailed off a little bit. But I think the productivity will come from Powell. I'm going to look to him for a player prop tomorrow because I think he's going to snap out of it. And I do think the Clippers are going to get a win. But credit the Nuggets. I mean, this is a game team. They eked out that overtime win in game 1 last game. I mean, it was very contentious, and the Clippers got the best of it thanks to Kawhi Leonard, because the rest of the team, 26 of 61, and Kawhi Leonard was, as I said, 15 and 19. So he really picked them up, and he carried him to victory.
You said my guy, Norm Powell. And, yeah, he was a Raptor, but I got to be honest with you. He used to frustrate the hell out of me when he was a Toronto Raptor. But he's developed into a good player. It's 15.5, Paul, I see right now. Minus 125 to the over. Minus 105 to the under. Norman Powell, 15.5 points. Kawhi Leonard, 25.5 points tomorrow. James Harden, 22.5.
I'm going with Powell. That's a very reasonable number, and it's probably adjusted down just because he's tailed off a little bit. But, I believe in Norman Powell, your guy. Don't tell me he's not your guy. Any Raptor, is your guy.
Norm Powell. I have a couple of funny stories about Norm Powell when he was young in the NBA and stuff. Let's just say he enjoyed himself being an NBA player, but he started to put it together more, and he's become he's solid. So Zubac is a baller, right? Zubac has always had good games against the Nuggets, right? He's matched up well with Jokic. You're not going to beat Jokic, but I'm just saying Zubac, his prop is pretty high though at 16.5. I have a hard time believing that Kawhi Leonard doesn't go off again there. All right, so on to the Celtics and the Magic. Updated number right now. The Celtics are laying 6 in Orlando on Friday night. We got a 198.5. The Pacers are getting 5 in Milwaukee on Friday night. Total is 230. And the LA Lakers, we got to get your take on LeBron and company here, Paul. LeBron and the Lakers are 3-point underdogs against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Total 206 on Friday.
All right. So which one? Which one do you want me to attack first?
We'll go with the Lakers. I know you're excited to talk about the Lakers.
Well, I think the Lakers are going to have a hard time here. Look, they opened up that big lead. Minnesota shot uncharacteristically poor from beyond the arc after lighting it up in game 1. But I think they're the more physical team, and I think that's going to eventually take its toll on the Lakers. It's a question of how far Luka Doncic can take them, because it's not going to be LeBron James. It's not going to be Austin Reeves. It's going to be Luka. Now, he's put up some pretty reasonable numbers. I think he had 31 points last night, and I think he's going to have to continue to stay in the mid-30s. Now, I played him over assists. It was a bargain number last night because he only had 1 in the first game. And the reason was because in order to have an assist, you need the other end to happen, which is a basket. And they weren't making shots in game 1. They were making them last night. So I may stay with that Luka assist prop over if it stays at 7.5 plus money. He had 9. And I think he'll be forced at times to distribute the ball, and other players, if they step up, he'll get it. But I do think this is going to be a 7-game series. I think the Lakers will get a couple more games. Minnesota should get a couple more, obviously, and that will bring us to a 7th game. And at that point, Lakers advantage because they're home. But Minnesota could also wrap this up in 6. What I'm trying to say here is it's going to be a tough series.
Pacers and Bucks. It's been entertaining games, actually. I like this Pacers team. I think that, and we talked about it, guys, coming into the playoffs. We were looking at the East. You brought up the Knicks as the sort of the potential besides Cleveland or Boston team. And I said I like the Pacers in the sense that they can score on anybody, this team. They're going to score. They don't play the best defense, but I didn't realize this, guys, but I remember they had a slow start, but remember they started the season kind of slow, the Pacers. They were 10-15, guys, after 25 games. Since the 25th game, the 26th game mark and on, they actually have the 4th best record in the NBA, right? They really put it together, this team, and they have a little bit of playoff experience after last year, the guys playing together. They have Mathurin this time around that they didn't have last year in the playoffs. I like this Pacer team, Paul. I think they're a dangerous basketball team. I think they're going to win the series. I don't know about Milwaukee probably win this game on Friday night. And you get the Cleveland Cavaliers open up as 6.5-point road favorites in Miami. Odds makers are catching on to the total. It's up to 215 tonight.
215, that's it?
That's what it is. Remember, tonight it was 212 today, and now they made it 215.
See, that's odd because, game one, I think it was 215, and they dropped the total, I guess, for whatever reason. But now I think there's still some value there. I mean, these teams have been going over, and I looked at one point late in the game, and Miami was like 24-33 inside the arc. And I have to tell you, Tyler Hero, I mean, you wait for the guy to get shut down, and he never does. They brought Duncan Robinson in early, by the way, and in the course of 8 minutes, he was a minus 15. They took him out. And anyway, they hung around. Got to give the Heat a lot of credit. They're playing with a lot of spunk, and they could probably get a game. I mean, Cleveland at one point, I checked, 22 of 45 from beyond the arc, and Miami is still in the basketball game. That's pretty impressive.
Paul Bovey, enjoy the game, Paul, in Detroit.
Thank you.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Let's roll. Quickest 120 minutes in sports talk and television. Awesome stuff with Paul Bovey and Brady Cannon so far. 60-46 at the half for the Rockets. They're laying 13.5, total 208.5. NHL hockey, the LA Kings have just put another one in the net. So we were talking to Waiting about the total. Man, it was 4.5, minus 140 to the over a couple of minutes ago. So now the Kings are up 2-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. Total is 5.5. We do have a 4.5 posted in Dallas and Colorado right now. 8 minutes left in the second period. 1-0 for the home team. Colorado Avalanche. Cam, what do you think about the NHL in-game odds right now? What do you like?
First of all, good call with the Kings. And I'll tell you something. The point that you made off the top that nobody's talking about is Quentin Byfield. This guy's one of the most underrated players in the league. If you watch hockey in the West Coast, and a lot of people in the East don't, that goalie where he went top shelf is amazing. I'm on the under 5.5, Gabe, but the question is, can the Oilers do it again? You can't afford the Kings a 2-goal lead and this and that the other night, and they came back and it was magical. And, I see these teams chasing it at the end. But 5.5, I'm not sure if they're going to get there. So I'd probably take the 5.5 under. We're already on the under in the Dallas game. But I think Dallas and Colorado has potential maybe to go to overtime. That's the one game I think maybe 1-1. Ottinger played really well in the third period and actually played great in overtime. They gave us that win. We were both on Dallas the other night. But under, I'm not sure the Oilers can do it again, Gabe. They were amazing to do it, but you're playing with fire when you're going down 2 goals to the LA Kings.
I don't normally middle games, but I'm going to do it here. I'm on the LA Kings to win the game. I am going to take the Edmonton Oilers plus 2.5 goals. I don't think it'll turn into like the other night. We got to 11, but I don't think Edmonton are going to get shut out. If they get the next goal, they're right back in this thing. So give me the plus 2.5. Dallas and Colorado, I already took the in-game under 6.5 after that early goal. And I'm on the Avalanche here. It's at 4.5 right now. I'm not so sure this game is going to open up. Let's wait this one out and see where it goes. But I just took the Edmonton Oilers plus 2.5. Second half is starting in H-Town right now. Rockets up 14. Let's bring in Loud Esmond.
Good call, too, with the Edmonton. If they get the next goal, even with an empty netter, you get that hook. So we'll see what happens. They just got to get the next one. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a lot of hockey left in that game. But, the Kings, the Kings lost 3 years in a row to this team. So even if they win these 2 games, there's still a lot of hockey left. Like, LA nearly almost have to win this game tonight to win the series. But that's why I took them tonight. Let's bring in Loud Esmond right now, ready to rock. We haven't forgotten about the UFL. And good call by Loud over the last couple of weeks. You brought it up, Loud. Even with the dysfunctionalness with the head coaches off the field and some of the stuff that's gone on with the UFL this year with the labor and the CBA and all this type of stuff, right on cue, bro, it started to open up. Like the last 2 weeks, right on cue, they're starting to put points up on the board. Even the bad teams are starting to score. We had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week or a punt, whatever it was, in the Brahma and the Defender game. The number, they're going over the number or they're landing right on the number. Like the odds makers are sharp with the UFL, but let's rock UFL football week 5. How you doing, Loud?
Doing great. All 4 games went over last week when I came on your show and gave out the odds. I know a couple of them, it's a question mark. But when I was on your show last week and I called it, all 4 games went over the number. The Dogs dominate again with the Brahmas and the Renegades winning outright as dogs and the Roughnecks covering. Only the Showboats failed to cover. So the UFL is like a box of chocolates, guys. As soon as you think there's a trend, the trend is going the other way. The first 2 weeks, it was all unders and chalk. The last 2 weeks has been all overs and dogs. The coaches, there have been 3 coaches now, which means almost 50% of the league has seen head coaches leave in season so far. QBs are getting changed all over the place, either by injury or just by bad performance. It's you got to have a scorecard to know who's playing, who's coaching. And the UFL, honestly, the biggest problem that I have with the league is they just don't do a very good job of making sure all the information is out there. And it's frustrating. So it does make it difficult to handicap.
Yeah, there's a lack of media coverage, right? So you're right. It's difficult. You really got to dig deep to get information. I would say this, and I love all these leagues, and I've watched them all over the years, but my deal with the UFL, and I think their problem is, so they merged with the XFL, right? The XFL somehow just sort of was looser, right? I don't know, like the music in the stadium, it was funner, it was faster. They had a couple of little, quirkier rules and stuff. And it was more like a screw it, where the XFL, like the coaches were like, you know what? I'm going to throw a bomb on like 4th and 7 here. I don't care. Like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We'll get the stop after, like, you know what I mean? Like, teams were aggressive. There were a lot of trick plays. The coaches, like, would bust stuff out. It was fun. The UFL is merged into, like, it's boring, where it's like an NFL preseason game, where it's like the players are all trying to make the NFL. The coaches are, like, trying to win too much. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try to win, but know the job assignment loud. You know what I mean? Like, we're the UFL.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't the NFL, guys. Like, you're not going to get fired if you lose. We're UFL coach. You're going to get paid anyways. Go out there and showcase the players. Let them, like, show, like, run some plays. Like, I'm not saying be stupid, win the game, but, like, now, like, they coach it like it's the freaking Super Bowl in the UFL. Oh, timeout. Hold on. We're going to run the ball here. Like, it's like, guys, this isn't what the point of the spring league is. Have some fun with this stuff.
Great point, Gabe. It's a fringe league, so you got to have fun with it, and that's a problem. If you're going to take it seriously, you are not the NFL, and you need to do different things to get more people involved. I watch a little bit, but not like you and Loud, and I'll tell you, yeah, it needs to do better. Like, that's the whole thing. You're watching. It's kind of should be a hell of a lot more fun. It's too boring.
Well, I said, they're coaching to win. I get it, but it doesn't lead. All right, hold on, Loud. We'll get your picks on the other side here. We've got a break coming up here, but I'm just stating, like, fun it up a little bit, but whatever. That's what makes the CFL cool. Right? In the CFL, they do take it seriously. Like, coaches are making real money. You're getting fired if you don't win. There's media covering it. There's fans that'll turn on you and stuff. It's not like the NFL, but there's pressure. Yet the CFL just makes it fun by all their rules. Like, they force fun out of it.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Well, right now, this L.A. King Edmonton Oiler game is like an episode of Seinfeld. And the episode is when Uncle Leo is stealing from the bookstore. And the security says, swarm, swarm, swarm. Right now, the L.A. Kings are the security, and the Edmonton Oilers are Uncle Leo. The L.A. Kings are swarming around the net right now, and they're on a power play. They're already up 2-0. This is like the Oilers are up against it. They just hit the post, and they're showing a close-up of the goalpost. There's like a big black mark, like the puck went that hard off the post. Like there's a mark on the post right now. It was a shot from the point. Like it should be 3-0 right now. The Oilers are really lucky that it isn't 3-0. All right, Loud Esmond with us. UFL football. Memphis Showboats get 10.5 against the Stallions on Fox Friday night. Total 37.5. You got a pick for this game, Loud?
Yeah, I've got to go plus 10.5. Nobody is covering big spreads regularly. The Stallions have not shown great on offense. They play great defense. It's tough because the Showboats really suck, and they're the obviously worst team in the UFL. But I don't trust the Stallions winning by more than 10.
It is a lot of points.
Panthers and Battlehawks. I'm going to go over 37.5 in that one. That's the Saturday game. Sunday, Defenders and Renegades. I'm going to go over the 39.5 there. Both teams can score and don't play great defense. And then the Brahmas are the surprise right now of the league. Wade Phillips was their coach. He walked away 2 weeks ago. They were dead last in everything. And all of a sudden, they won a game last week. They're resurgent. They get the Roughnecks this week. The Roughnecks are bad. Yeah, I like the Brahmas -3. And honestly, if I was to place a complete flyer on a team to win the whole thing right now, the Brahmas plus 3,000, that might not be a bad play.
Hey, in an 8-team league, you know what I'm saying? You're right. You get a massive number. I'm seeing 20-1 in the book right now, but shop around for stuff like that. One thing about the Brahmas, guys, listen, they're 1-3, and the LA Kings just scored. So it's 3-0 right now. I told you they were swarming.
Woo,
so the Oilers are in big trouble.
Yeah,
I'm on them too, but I just took the Oilers plus 2.5 like an idiot. And I should have taken the freaking over 4.5 when I had the chance because I knew this game was going to open up. And here we go. Here we go again.
When the playoffs opened for the NHL, I took the Capitals 4-1, 4-2 to win their series. The Leafs 4-1, 4-2 to win their series. The Hurricanes 4-1, 4-2 to win their series. And VGK 4-1, 4-2 to win their series. Now I'm worried about the Hurricanes sweeping.
I'm going to tell you something, Loud, and you're on fire right now.
Here come the Kings again.
He does VGK. I love when he says all the teams with VGK. I'm going to tell you something, Loud, and this might sound insane. I think Minnesota could take it. I think they can actually play with them. I think it can go 7, and I wouldn't be shocked. The Wild have dominated. Like, they've actually been a better team than Vegas.
Yeah, that is the one I'm really worried about now. But what I'm even more worried about is the Capitals sweeping the Devils.
No, you Canadians. And the Canadians will win at home. Trust me. Gabe knows. That building will be nuts.
Yeah, the Canadians aren't getting swept by the Capitals. The Devils, I have the Canes. I bet the Canes to win in 5 against the Devils. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
So did I. Yeah, I
don't
4-1 and 4-2.
You know what? I don't know if they're going to be a sweep. The Devils, even though with all their injuries, the Devils did show a lot of heart in game 2. And that's the one thing, Cam. And, you know, I wasn't on the Vegas, so I didn't have that on the Sunday night. I didn't get burnt with that late goal. I did win last night. I don't know if you did, but I did win last night with Carolina -1.5, and they scored super late as well. And then tonight I got burnt by the Capitals with it. So it goes both ways, right?
And I actually
hope
won on the Capitals earlier today, so it goes both ways.
You can thank their goalie, Logan Thompson. That was unbelievable.
He stood on his head in the third period. Oh my God! Like Vegas wish they still had. I gotta tell you, Gabe, it's like look at these teams that are starting slow. Like Edmonton again. Montreal is great. Like in the third period, you're watching, going, why can't you do this for 60 damn minutes? You'll win both games. Like they're awesome in the third. And Washington's goalie's standing on his damn head. You got to come out hot on the road, and like you can't get taken out of the game. But yeah, what can you say? Thompson looks good.
Montreal will win on Friday night in Montreal, and that building is going to be a madhouse. And the Montreal Canadiens right now are +120 underdogs. The Capitals are -140 road favorites. Loud Esmond, hitthepick.com.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. 3-0 for the LA Kings. 6:43 left. I'm really kicking myself. It was 4.5. I was going to get to it, but, I'm hosting a show here. So, I'm sitting here. I'm looking on. It's like, all right, I'll get in a minute. We'll see. I'll get it on the period and this and that. And then, boom, they scored. And I'm like, I'll take the Edmonton Oilers. I'm on the LA Kings to win this game, and I don't like getting cute, but whatever. These playoff games are generally close. So I took the Edmonton Oilers plus 2.5, and I wanted to take 4.5, but I missed out on it, and I didn't take the 5.5. And then the Kings score a goal right now. Is this going to be deja vu all over again? I almost think it is. It's almost crazy, but all the Oilers need is one. They get one, the next thing you know, it's going to be 3-2, right? I mean, this thing can open up in a hurry again still. Let's bring in Ian Cameron. Okay, Babano. Babano, what do you think about this in-game right now? 3-0. And Edmonton are pressing right now. LA are in the zone. Edmonton are cycling in LA zone here right now. What do you think about this game from
the next goal? So if you'd like Edmonton to come back, take them to get the next goal.
Could
maybe
be right
take
here. They need to see. There it is.
Boom,
right on cue. Right on cue. I called it. Right on cue. Right on cue.
They cashed both teams to score for me in the second period. Plus 170. Nice. All right.
There it is, Cam. Oilers, although you're under 5.5, it's in big trouble, Cam. It's over. That game's
with a beautiful tip.
I'm being very honest. Like that Montreal plus 1.5, whatever. Like the Minnesota monies are going right down the tubes. But you know what? The 2.5 is live with Edmonton now, and they scored another goal late in the other game before that crazy comeback.
They're still 2.5 right now. They're still 2.5, down 2 right now suddenly.
See.
I wish I took him at 3.5 a minute ago instead.
Oh, I wish 3.5 is a hell of a lot better than 2.5.
I know. 2.5. I wish I had 3.5. It's 2.5 minus 115. The total, this is insane. The total right now is over 6.5 minus 180. This sucker was 4.5 about 20 minutes ago.
The under looks good in Dallas. Let's put it that way with this game. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. But this one, and I'm on the under 6.5 there, and the Colorado Avalanche. But I'm real tempted, Cam, to jump in on over 3.5.
Well, I remember that night.
That's
whatever.
low.
Remember the night you were like, I remember you were telling me, I don't know, Cam, I don't know if I want to take the 2.5. And I did that night. And the Edmonton Oilers almost came back and went to overtime with them when they tied it up. And then they gave up that late goal in the 6-5 loss. So anything's possible with this team. Like, but you can't be down 3-0 and 4 like to these guys and do this stuff all the time. It's like, no. Stop.
I was right on cue when I said it will. I think it will be deja vu all over
I'm
again.
actually
And they
tempted to
score.
take the draw and Dallas live because they have honestly played a really good game, and they have only had one power play so far. Colorado's had 3.
I'm on
in this
Dallas
game
plus
so
1.5 Babano and money line. If Dallas
I think they're
the
live.
thing
I
is,
do.
Gabe,
They've
if
hung
Dallas
in
wins
there.
this game and series, the whole thing, because they were injured, all these guys come back. So like a Dallas bet, if they find a way to get by Colorado, things are real with the Dallas
Hero
Stars. Let's put
Haskin
it
and
that
skating
way.
again, so his
I know.
return is impending. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I
Babano.
don't want to break up the Dallas love fest here, but
Why not?
I think
Why?
Colorado are going to win because I'm on Colorado. That's why.
Okay, 1 goal is fine. Just no blowouts, no crazy stuff, and under 6.5 and 5. Yeah, I want to take Edmonton too. I just don't know
Over
what to do.
Over 3.5 is plus 115 right now in the Dallas, the Dallas game. Under 3.5 is minus 145. Listen, you can't. It's insane actually when you think about it, guys. You have 20 minutes of hockey left. The Dallas Stars, like Babano said, they're playing well. They're only down a goal. And you're getting Dallas Stars plus 350 on the money line. That's a big price down 1 goal, Cam. And it's not like you're taking the San Jose Sharks versus the Leafs or something down a goal. Like you're getting the Dallas Stars down 1 goal in a playoff game only.
Babano will tell you too. Like I'll add a lot of question marks. Scott Wedgwood's been absolutely stellar for Colorado. Like I'm actually baffled, like how
their goaltending's been good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like we talk about Thompson on Washington.
It's the wood that makes it good. Don't mess with
It
Blackwood,
is.
Wedgwood, all these guys.
I told you, he took down the Kenny Rogers in my area.
The Kenny Rogers roasters of
It's the wood that makes it good.
Blackwood and Wedgwood.
You got to get these 2 guys on the same team, Wedgwood and Blackwood.
They weren't they once on? Wasn't there 2 World
I
Series?
swear they were.
New
Weren't they
Jersey.
on the same team
It was
once?
Wedgwood and Blackwood on the Devils. I remember.
It was
We're like,
confusing
what
as
was the
hell.
what?
Yeah, I was like, who's playing tonight? Wedgwood or Blackwood? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's worth the bet.
I bet you in the room they went by Blackie and Wedgie.
Yeah, Black.
Nice and simple. Hey, Wedgie. Hey, who's in? Wedgie's in tonight. Oh, Blackie's in. Oh, yeah, that's Wedgie tonight. Boy, Wedgie.
Blackie and Wedgie.
Every hockey nickname, Cam, is just they add the Y. That's all it is.
But I love those were good ones though. Blackie and Wedgie are fun. But I'm gonna say that
Wedgie.
That Wedgie, that price is good at plus 350. Right, Babano? Like if Colorado wins, so be it. But that's a great number. Like
Babano, the rock band
I like
Sloan.
draw plus 550. I think it's worth a sprinkle in this Dallas game. Another overtime. Let's go.
You know the band Sloan, Babano? You like to sing
Money's for the
random songs.
Maniacs. And the joke is radio. Whoa. I know that song. Yeah.
His body was covered in coke fizz.
Yeah.
But
good band.
But they got their name. One of the dudes in a band. I know dudes that know them and stuff, like from the Halifax band scene. But it's pretty funny. Like one of the dudes in the band worked at like a warehouse, and he was so slow and lazy that the foreman, the boss, used to call him Sloan for like slow. Wasn't his name. No, he was like, "Where's that effing Sloan guy? Is he late again?" And like he thought his name was Sloan, Cam, but the guy's name wasn't Sloan. So he was like,
he called him that because he was slow.
Sloan guy, and he just became, "Hey, Sloan." And they said that they used to be over the loudspeaker. Where is Sloan? Sloan? Where is Sloan? And it'd be like, "Hey, Sloan." And the guy, they ended up making a band. They were like, "I got a bad name. My boss used to call me Sloan," and they were like, "Love it." And that's how they became Sloan.
That's a great story.
It means nothing, Kat. That's the whole thing. Like, there's no big meaning. It's like, some guy used to call me Sloan.
He's a lazy warehouse worker. Slow and slow.
They said he dragged his feet. Like, he wouldn't lift his feet when he walked. He'd just be, like, lazy walking around.
That's great.
3-1 in this game. Let's check in with the basketball. Who you on, Babano, the Rockets or the Warriors here?
Yeah, I'm on the Rockets here, and it almost feels like a must-win spot. They just can't, I think, go back to San Francisco and Golden State down 2-0, and they're playing well so far, but we know a fourth quarter with Curry and Butler on the other side, you've still got work to do.
Golden State's they're only down 11. Like, it's not over.
Yeah, they're chipping away, and they're getting 11.5 right now, guys. That's a big number, considering they are down, and they haven't played well at all. You know, they're having a really – listen, give credit to Houston's defense, but Golden State only scored 18 in the first quarter. They scored 28 in the second. Now they're stuck at 22 here in the third, but they've outscored them 22-19. So they're sort of chipping away. They were down 14 at the half. So you figure, all right, let's get it to 7 or at least 10 to the quarter. We'll see if they can get it to 10. They're down by 11 right now. In-game total is just popped up, actually. Oh, and Houston just hit a 3. 82-68. Golden State in trouble.
Blackie and Wedge are actually the goalies on Colorado. You made a mistake. Not just New Jersey. They're the same. Fred
Are they
Curry,
both there now? It's confusing with Colorado. They changed their goalies. They're mixing them up all the time. Are they both there now? Yeah, they are.
Great call by Curry or FC. The Wedgie and Blackie are together again.
They are together again. It's confusing with both.
You gotta be kidding me. That's so amazing.
Wedgwood's better than Blackwood, though. It's confusing, but Wedgwood's the better one, right?
Wedgie's better than Blackie, for sure. Sorry, I'm having fun with that.
Me too. Earlier, my brain's fried. All these games. Earlier, I'm like, weren't they on the same team? Earlier, same thing with Morikawa and Schauffele. I swear to God,
great call. Fred.
You're right, though. Is it Cantley and Xander that are best friends?
No. Xander and Cantley are best friends, and Morikawa and Homa both went to Cal, and they were really, really tight. They're very, very tight. Because they're Golden Bears.
You're telling me that Morikawa and Schauffele have never played as a team together? I swear they have.
Probably have. They were a team in the Ryder Cup and stuff like that a couple times.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency, the Pittsburgh Players, the Hustlers, the people in Boston, everyone else in between. We got some NFL draft picks for you. We talked NFL draft a lot last night. There's just so much going on right now at once. But man, there's a lot of hard names in the NFL to draft to pronounce. Like the old days, it was just everyone's name was Smith, Thomas, Reed, Kelly, Marino. Everybody's name was very straightforward. Hockey, you get the Russian dudes and the French guys, but I know the French and the Russian just sort of is easy in the hockey world. Everybody, knows it. But, man, the NFL, you got some wild names. and NBA as well. Man, we're in a new world right now. That's why, like Mike Ditka, when he was coach of the Saints, Kyle Turley told me, he goes, bro, he didn't know anyone's name. He used to just call everyone by their number. He'd be like, hey, number 54, come here. Like he'd drive around on a golf cart during the practices, and he didn't know anyone's name. He just knew players' numbers. And now I understand why. When you get old, you're like, I don't have time for names. Like, what's the guy's number? Yeah. So Jimmy Butler got clipped by Amen Thompson. Went down really hard, actually. So it was one of those deals where he flew up in the air and he landed down. And unlike LeBron James or so many people in the NBA, Jimmy Butler doesn't fake things. So Jimmy B went down hard. They're calling it a pelvic contusion, I believe, which doesn't sound fun. So he basically landed on his ass bone type thing, it looks like. And his back, like he went down freaking hard. But whatever. The NBA, you got a million days off in between games. So I don't know how it'll affect the series, but it's affecting the game right now as the Rockets are now up 87-71 after 3 quarters of play. Warriors are getting 15.5 in-game total, 208.5. 3-1 for the LA Kings late in the second period, and 1-0 after 2 periods of play for the Colorado Avalanche on a big playoff night tonight. All right, let's get Babano's picks for tomorrow. Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning. Babano, Lightning have been eliminated 3 years in a row in the first round of the playoffs. John Cooper talked about how this team had a chip on their shoulder and were extra edgy because of it. It didn't show in game 1 last night against the Florida Panthers. What do you think happens in game 2?
So it's been a great angle in the playoffs already this year, and it was last year, and that's betting the team that lost the previous game of the series to score the first goal, to score in the first period of the next game, and it's been very good already. There's a lot of examples of teams that lost the previous game in the series, scored in the first period. I'll definitely be on Tampa Bay goal in the first period. You'll probably be able to lay about -140, -150 with that. And I like Tampa in the first period money line too, because I do think after the kind of awful showing they had against Florida in game 1 and Vasilevsky on out, everybody was bad in that game for the Lightning. I think they'll start strong. I don't know if I want to take them full game though, because Florida looked really, really strong. Florida clearly showed they had matched up well with Tampa last year. My concern with Florida was guys were in and out of the lineup down the stretch. Would that rhythm and that cohesion and that chemistry be there? And how effective would Matthew Tkachuk be first game in months? Well, they put those concerns to rest. They were fantastic. Tkachuk had a huge game. A little bit worried about Tampa, but I'll take them early in the first period to score and on the money line in the first period.
Cam, what's your pick for the Panthers and Lightning?
I'm going to bet Tampa, not too enthusiastic about it, but they should respond if they're real. A lot of us were on Tampa Bay and kind of disrespected. I think the Florida Panthers are thinking, wow, people like the Lightning and we're the Stanley Cup champions, but you got to get it done. If you go down 0-2 to this Florida team, you're in big trouble. These cats are maul you. So I lean Tampa.
I'm going to go back with Tampa. I lost in game 1 with the Lightning. I will go back to the Lightning here in game 2, -125 home favorites. Toronto Maple Leafs. I've been on the Leafs in the first 2 games. I bet the Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. I bet the Leafs to win this series in 6 games. So I am expecting Ottawa to win a couple of games in this series, or at least that's what I thought before the series started. I'm a little bit concerned that this thing could turn into Leafs in 5 right now, Babano. Leafs and Senators tomorrow night. One cool thing about this series, every 48 hours, because they're in the same province, Toronto Maple Leafs and the Senators is a stone cold pick 'em, Babano, -110, both sides, total 5.5. Who do you like in the Battle of Ontario, game 3?
So just like I talked about with the last game, I'm going to take Ottawa to score in the first period because this is desperation for them. This is a must-have game. Expect a strong start on home ice from them. But I'll be honest, full game, I'm taking Toronto. It's actually a weird way of betting it, but I'm taking Ottawa to get a goal in the first period, but I'm taking Toronto for the game. Keep in mind, this game being in Ottawa, how many Leaf fans are going to be there? And I know the Senators have made some arrangements to try to keep tickets out of Leafs fans' hands for this game, but easier said than done. So easy for someone to just, take whatever money a Leaf fan will pay for it and then just give up the tickets. There's going to be a ton of Leaf fans there in Ottawa. There always is. It's going to be more 50-50 as far as percentage of fans in the building. So it's going to, and you know how loud Leaf fans are in Ottawa, out west, Buffalo, you name it. They're louder on the road when the Leafs play than at Scotiabank Arena. So I think this is not that strong of a home ice that Ottawa's going to have here. So I think they'll start strong, but Toronto hasn't played great. They've relied on Stolars. They've talked about not playing in their own end as much as they have in the first 2 games. I think it's a different Leaf team. I wouldn't be stunned to see them go up 3-0.
Cam, what do you think? Leafs are going to take a 3-0 series lead tomorrow?
I'm going to be realistic. I think it's a split. Like, if the Leafs lose this game, I think they'll take the next game. I think Ottawa gets 1, and then the Leafs can finish them off. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Ottawa needs to. If the Leafs win this game, they might even they could have big problems. But I'm kind of with Babano. The Leafs can win this game, but I think Ottawa wins 1 game. So I don't know if it's going to be game 3 or 4, but I lean Leafs.
First period over is probably a good bet too. I could see a frenetic start here with the home crowd.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
I was right the first 2 games. I'm going to jump ship here with the Leafs, even though I'm big on the Leafs going on a deep run. Give me the Ottawa Senators here in a pick-em spot. I think it's their time and their turn to get some good luck tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stay away from the total at 5.5 as a whole, but I like that over 1.5 in the first period. Vegas or minus 150 road favorites at Minnesota. And we're seeing Amanda Wilder giving this team all they can handle, and that's going to be a lit atmosphere tomorrow in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So total is 5.5 in that game as well. And the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. Blues in a must-win situation. Plus 100 home dogs.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
$91-71 right now. The Golden State Warriors are getting drilled, although they just did hit a 3. And the in-game total is 203.5. I got over 205.5, so I'm sort of sweating this out a little bit. I don't like blowouts because teams tap out in the NBA. It's annoying. So I got to hope that it can hang around a little bit, and maybe I can get lucky, but I'm not expecting it. We're going to have to try to bang the hockey on the way out. But I did a video earlier. It's on my Twitter account. It's on my TikTok and stuff. But as far as the NFL draft is concerned, we took some shots today, and we're going to take some shots We took the over 2.5 quarterbacks taken. I know everybody is slandering the quarterbacks, but we took over 2.5 quarterbacks taken in the first round. We got James Pierce to be selected in the first round. Tyler Warren to go in the top 9 at plus 175. And Omarion Hampton under 19.5 at plus 275. But as I stated in the video, the money is pretty good for if you pick the exact position that the team is going to take. So a good example is the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons need defensive help, right? And, the people are convinced that they're going to go defensive line. They could, but I'm getting plus 700 that they go cornerback. So I'm going to go defensive back at plus 700 for the Atlanta Falcons. The Buffalo Bills, I'm going to go plus 600 that they take a safety. The Bills love the safety out of South Carolina, Eamon Warry. If nobody takes him, I think the Bills will probably take him. So at plus 600, I'm rolling the dice on that one right there. I don't have to be right on all of them. Dallas Cowboys, this is pretty crazy because this was like plus 425 when we started the show. And I talked about it earlier when I did a video earlier today. People agree it's down to plus 300 right now. Cowboys taking offensive linemen. Everyone's talking about, a wide receiver, a running back, and the flash stuff. Dude, they've lost O linemen. They've had guys retire. They got Dak Prescott coming back. They can't get Dak hurt. I say the Cowboys taking offensive linemen at plus 300. And Cam Seattle Seahawks, it's like minus 120 or something. They're going to take a offensive lineman. They can get an offensive lineman later in the draft, all right? They need wide receivers. I'm going to say that the Seattle Seahawks draft a wide receiver at plus 400. Like if Ted McMillan is there, they could take him. I got a weird feeling that Matthew Golden is going to be a Seattle Seahawk.
What about the other Ohio State receiver to go with Smith and Jigba? Buckeye. That's what that.
Yeah, Ibuka, he's good too. Ibuka. But I think that Golden is ranked higher, so it would be a reach, not a stretch. I'm not saying like whatever, all these rankings, who knows? You know what I mean? But I'm just stating that Matthew Golden is basically kind of locked in that he might be the best wide receiver because people are torn on McMillan. Some people don't like McMillan, and they like Golden better, and then there's sort of everyone else. I think a big steal, guys, who's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to be drafted in the first round. I doubt he is, but Luther Burden, the third out of Missouri. He's getting slandered right now, too, for whatever reason, but I think he's good. The Washington Commanders, this is a low odd number here, but I really do think they will go defensive linemen. The Washington Commanders plus 140, and the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 190 to take a quarterback. I'd love to see a shock tomorrow. Like, a lot of people are hammering Ashton Genty now to be the top 5 pick, top 6 pick. Like, imagine if no one takes him in the top 5 or 6. Like, the sports books are going to kill it if that happens. But, Bano, you got about 30 seconds. What's your best bets tomorrow you want to share with us in the NHL?
As far as NHL best bet, I think for my favorite play tomorrow, I am going to go to, I think we'd already mentioned that first period over.
The
I like
period
Toronto,
plays,
Ottawa. I like Minnesota. I do. I think they're in this series. They're always good in game 3 of a series at home. Go back, this time they're not down 2-0 like they normally are. They're tied 1-1, and you would expect Vegas to play better after losing game 2. But I like the value with Minnesota to win game 3 at home as a home underdog there. And I'm taking the Blues and the draw. I really think we have a good chance of overtime. Winnipeg, St. Louis. I have a feeling that game goes to OT.
I'm going to quickly say that we'll get Cam's best bet for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Messi and Inter Miami are in Vancouver to take on the Vancouver Whitecaps in the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinal. Pretty crazy, but the soccer world's eyes are going to be on Vancouver for the first time ever. It's the only game. It's a late game, 10:30 Eastern. Messi's a global star. People are going to be betting it all over the world and watching the Vancouver Whitecaps. The Whitecaps sold 54,000 tickets. The game is sold out, although scalpers bought all the tickets, so it's kind of a secondary market thing. Give me over 2.5. Give me the Whitecaps to win the game, and give me over 9.5 corner kicks. Cam, what's your best bet tomorrow?
Every home team in the NHL.
All right, other than that, you're on your own later.